It's Weekend Arrest Update with Sheriff Wayne Ivey and Corporal Jay Martinez. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Welcome back to Weekend Arrest Update, the show where we tell you about some of the arrests you missed over the weekend. Here's your host, Sheriff Wayne Ivey.
Thanks, Jay. Deputies arrested Antonio Kent after completing an investigation into an alleged shooting that actually occurred earlier this year on Cypress Avenue in Mims. Kent had apparently began yelling from his front porch at his neighbor, who was walking her dog, and then for whatever ridiculous reason, Kent pulled out a handgun, amongst other things, I'm told. Kent told the victim, "Say something else," which then escalated to him shooting several rounds in the victim's direction. When interviewed by deputies, Kent tried to convince them that he was the victim and that the gun he used was a non-functioning BB gun. While Kent tried to make his case and his side of the story convincing, the deputies weren't buying it, as the evidence told a completely different story. In fact, further investigation led to the discovery of a 12-gauge shotgun that Kent said he got from the streets. Somehow, though, that shotgun turned out to be stolen. Now, here's the real headline for this story, and one that I would ask you to brace yourself for. Kent is a convicted felon. That's right, folks. I know you're shocked, but this is not his first rodeo. Kent was charged with possession of a firearm ammo by a convicted felon, discharging a firearm on residential property, and not one, not two, but 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Kent took the ride to the Brevard County Jail with a total bond of $70,000, which, to be honest, I'm not sure why he even had a bond, but what I am sure is that one day he will mess around in Brevard County and pull a gun on the wrong person, and instead of taking the ride to the jail, he'll be headed to the morgue. Jay?
Oof. Speaking of aggravated assault, deputies arrested Elias Simmons, who also got into an altercation with his neighbor, but this time it had nothing to do with dogs and everything to do with a small tool, as he thought the victim was trying to steal items from a toolbox or tamper with his truck. Instead of doing the sensible thing like calling the sheriff's office, he instead pulled out a handgun, all Yosemite Sam style, and fired 3 warning shots at the victim's feet.
Damn!
Needless to say, Yosemite Simmons was booked into Ivey's Iron Bar Lodge and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, and is being held on a no-bond status.
Folks, we have some breaking news. That's right, I want to take you to some breaking news. Here it is. Driving without a license, driving while intoxicated, or in some cases doing both at the same time, will get your butt arrested here in Brevard County every single time. It's really not breaking news. In fact, I thought everybody knew it, but apparently you can ask John Tarek Smith, who was pulled over for driving recklessly and then tried to jump in the back seat like he wasn't the one driving because he was, you guessed it, driving on a suspended license. Not to be outdone by Smith, you have Hunter Wade, who was actually caught illegally towing another vehicle behind his truck and was, yes, you guessed it, driving with a suspended license and while intoxicated. Hey, come on. Who wants to take Edward, who was drunk, take his word? So let's ask Amelia Reyes if you'll go to jail in Brevard County for doing stupid stuff behind the wheel of a car. You see, Reyes was also arrested for driving drunk, but shouldn't have been driving in the first place because he didn't have a license. It wasn't suspended. He just don't have one. Well, how about Sienna Williams, who was also arrested for DUI, but additionally charged with possession of cocaine as she tried to smuggle cocaine into our jail in her jail purse. And since this is a PG-rated show, I want to give everybody the definition of what a jail purse is. So let's go out in the field to Miguel Melendez. Miguel?
Well, Sheriff, thanks for having me today here.
Yeah, Miguel, we're trying to figure out, a lot of people don't understand what a prison purse is. Is that a prison purse you've drawn on the board there?
Well, Sheriff, no, this is actually not a prison purse. People have the mistake saying this is a prison purse. It is not. I drew one on the other side. Let me show you.
No, it's okay, Miguel. I'll stop right there. As a public service announcement, please be careful driving out there, and remember, whether you drive suspended, impaired, or just plain like a jackass, we're going to lock your butt up and get you off our streets.
While there's no doubt that the cost of groceries have skyrocketed, it doesn't give you the right to skip scanning food at the self-checkout, as stealing is never the right answer. Just ask Michael Menard, who was arrested this past weekend for doing exactly that. Michael and his female accomplice were recorded skip scanning multiple items to include a pack of meat, frozen pizza, and some cookies.
My kind of meal.
Yeah. He then took the time to bag all these items before trying to make his getaway from the store on a bicycle. Obviously, Michael was caught and charged with petty theft, third or subsequent offense, and in this case, it was definitely subsequent, as Menard had a lengthy theft history dating back to 2002. His bond, $3,000.
You know, Jay, that's exactly why we don't have a self-checkout system at the Brevard County Jail, because doggone it, you just can't trust people to do the right thing anymore. From all of us here at the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, be safe, drive safe, and most definitely,
Stay classy, Brevard.